everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is a pick a card reading to find out what it is that your higher self knows that you don't. So if you have not as of yet chosen a card stack or a crystal on the table, go ahead and do that now. There are timestamps down below where you can go directly to the portion of the video that's going to give you an up close and personal look at the cards and the crystals on the table. Pause where necessary, take as much time as you need in order to choose your deck or your crystal. If you feel at any time led to pick more than one card or crystal on the table, by all means, please listen to your intuition. Pick more than one if you feel it necessary. These readings are also timeless, so whether you watch at the upload time or sometime later down the road, whenever it's placed into your awareness and you feel that intuitive nudge to watch, I always say there may be a message here for you. Nonetheless, what I also recommend is that, let's say if in this particular reading you're just not connecting with it, maybe have some fun exploring my channel. I have so much content that I put out. I put weekly readings out, new moon and full moon readings for everyone every month. I also do pick a card readings as well as shorts. You never know why, right? The universe led you to my channel. There could be somewhere, another message in my content that you need at this moment instead. So trust yourself and your discernment. Explore my channel. Have some fun. You never know what you might find. So with all of that being said, Star Family, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your presence here. Much love to you, and I will meet you at your reading of choice. Pile number one, viewers, you chose the Rutilated Quartz for your crystal today. And this is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So we are looking at what is it that your higher self knows, but you don't, right? Your oversoul, your higher self always has the bigger picture. And your conscious earthly self, right, might not see exactly what's going on. Okay, so we have the Chariot. See if we can get two more cards. What is it your higher self knows that you don't right now? Whoa, what was that? I thought I felt one flip over. Yes, I did. Look at that. Knight of Cups. Let's see if we can get one more. And if I need more cards, I always grab off to the side. But let's see. All right. So we have the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. I heard lock and key right here. Four of Pentacles. Something's under lock and key. Okay, we have two. For one, we have two energies of travel and movement. I think you're moving in the direction of something that you've been desiring, something on your heart. You could be Cancer. You could also be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio over here with the Knight of Cups. But I feel that your higher self knows that your direction is shifting and or changing. Your focus with the Chariot is redirecting. It's about to redirect. There's something about your focus that's about to redirect itself. So you can leave something behind over here with the Chariot and put all your energy into moving forward. I think you're going to be moving forward in the direction of something on your heart. This could be literal or figurative travel. So you're going places. That's what your higher self knows, that you right now, maybe in your situation or circumstance, can't quite make sense of, or you're maybe not aware of it. You're going places. Literally or figuratively, you are going places. Chariot energy is one of success. Knight of Cups is following his heart's intuition or the nudges from spirit in the direction maybe of something creative or something that you've been holding close to your spirit. Four of Pentacles is an energy of lock and key, keeping something under wraps, right? Because when you look at the original depiction of that card, you see the guy holding something close to his chest. So there's an aspect of the success that you're moving into over here with these two cards that your higher self is trying to keep under wraps. But it could be that maybe you're not allowed to quite see what those puzzle pieces are that are going to line up to help you arrive at this success or help you arrive at your heart's desire over here with the Knight of Cups. I feel that if anything, that Four of Pentacles is saying you're solid, you're secure, because it's a number 4. It's also speaking of stability. And in that sense, there's a protective element about it all. So the feeling is here, your higher self is only going to let you know what you need to know when you need to know it, no sooner, no later, all to protect the journey, right? These two cards, all to protect the journey of what you're about to move into. So there's a protective element, something under lock and key, something under wraps, something being safeguarded for you. And those pieces of information, it does feel like will get revealed to you as they become necessary to reveal them to you. But just know that the Chariot is moving you away from something in the past. This energy does leave something in the dust. And it's about forward focus, focusing on what lies ahead, not on what's behind you. It's like, that's like that quote, don't trip over the past, right? Because the past is not where your blessings lie. Everything that your heart desires with that Knight of Cups is ahead of you. And those desires have been protected over here with the Four of Pentacles. They've been protected. They've been safeguarded. That's what your higher self wants you to know. There's also this feeling of don't worry about the details because those are figured out. It's all connected. There's this feeling of things being intertwined, like quantumly entangled, right? I know that's weird, but it feels like everything's quantumly entangled. There's the math equation has already been figured out in regards to how to align you with your heart's desire. For some of you with the Knight of Cups, it could be love. For some of you, it could be a creative endeavor. For some of you, it could, with the Chariot and the Knight of Cups, also be relocation. So if some of you have those desires to set a goal, to relocate, to pursue a creative endeavor on your heart, to move away from things in the past, your higher self has that figured out for you. There is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And your higher self has it figured out. It's just that all the pieces on the puzzle board that are going to help you arrive at that destination or that end result cannot be disclosed all in one shot because it's protecting the journey there. Okay. There's something about needing to protect these elements and only disperse them as needed, as necessary, in order to protect the whole, right, of the unfolding of this scenario for you. But your higher self does want you to know that you are moving forward. Even though there's details that haven't quite been disclosed or dispersed to you yet, the bigger picture of this unfolding, all right, whatever's going to unfold and lead you to your heart's desire and to your success, and what's going to help redirect your focus in the most positive way is what's kind of like being safe. Those details are being safeguarded because they can't all be dispersed and disclosed at once because it could, again, ruin the greater unfoldment of where you're meant to go or the destination that you're meant to experience, you see. So that's what your higher self knows that you don't at this time. I feel that the Chariot is saying, look, you're moving forward. You're moving forward in a very positive and aligned manner. We do have the two elements here where you harness your energies to go in a single line of focus and you charge ahead confidently, courageously, and very focused on everything that's ahead of you. And that's the thing. Focus on the positive that lies ahead of you, not on everything that's behind you, because that's behind you for a reason. It's all about moving forward now and listening to your heart and allowing that to be your guide. And just know that the journey is protected as you arrive at your heart's desires. And all the details, right? Those are kind of the little nuances and details, those are kind of irrelevant for now. Just know that they will get disclosed as needed. The journey itself is protected as a whole, though. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you can get two more. Oh, nice. All right, so we have energy of family support. Moving on. Look at that. That's very much in alignment with the Chariot. Okay. You are moving on. You are moving forward. You are leaving something behind and you are fully supported. And I was feeling that energy of stability, support. Okay. A strong foundation also from the number 4, the 4 of Pentacles, you being safeguarded to arrive at your heart's desire. Let's see what else. Oh, traditional relationships. So for some of you, it could be love that you're moving into or that will soon find you or that you will be, the feeling is colliding paths with. So I feel like you have a lot of things to look forward to. Success, goals achieved, right? Love, possibly for some of you with the Knight of Cups and this energy here. Moving on from the past, letting that go, putting it behind you once and for all so you can fully, you know, the feeling is so you can feel safe, secure with the Four of Pentacles and with a stronger, firmer foundation. Know that you are safeguarded as you arrive at these things or as you move forward. You are safe. I do want to look underneath the deck to see what it is. Maybe that you're maybe unaware of a hidden element because it's underneath the deck. Let's see. All right. Four of Swords. I like that because that's saying rest easy. Okay. Rest easy. Four of Swords is calm, protected energy in a way where it's like it's protecting its peace. So it's kind of like saying have peace of mind. Rest easy. Know that all is well. So you do have two number 4s. That's pretty significant. I would even say look up angel number 744. To see if it gives you additional messages. I may consider rolling the dice, but I think this energy here is saying, you know what? Trust the process of what's unfolding for you right now. Know that the details will reveal themselves in time. And the reason why they haven't all been disclosed yet, as of yet, is because it's meant to protect you. Okay? There's something about the journey that needs to be protected until you arrive at it. Until you arrive at your heart's desire. I don't know if for some of you this is a manifestation. This is something maybe with the Four of Swords underneath the surface you've been meditating on. Maybe that you've been envisioning because of the sword energy. It is that. I also feel like to say to you that your visions, your manifestations, those things that you've been envisioning for your life, your journey, those are all protected. They're in safekeeping. Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. You are stable. You're supported, right? It's all good. Let's see. I have the Starry Beginnings Oracle that I'm going to pull for you. All right. What do we have here? All right. Beautiful energy of you are here for a purpose. Learning, realizing what matters to you. So for some of you, the journey that you are embarking upon or about to embark upon, or that your higher self is kind of guiding you into, is because of a purpose. You have a purpose to fulfill. Learning, realizing what matters. Yeah, that's what happens along the way to fulfilling purpose or finding purpose. I kind of feel that for some of you, your higher self is saying, look, you're being put on a path to pursue purpose, your spiritual purpose, in some way. And this is kind of confirming that there's something up ahead that you're meant to experience that is for your greater good and purpose. And I think for some of you, you're putting the past behind you over here with the Chariot, like I said, leaving it in the dust, in order to move forward and find your truest purpose. Or to find out what it is you're meant to do and experience here on this earth. Now, part of that purpose could be aligning you with a specific someone. It could be aligning you with the love of your life. For others, it could be aligning you with a creative endeavor on your heart. Let's see. I'm going to grab an oracle here. I want one card out of curiosity. You are fully supported. Just know that you're arriving at your destination or your purpose. Your higher self wants to just remind you that there's so much that goes into helping you arrive at this desire of your heart. And that path is, and it must be protected. It must be protected. Big energy of protection here. Okay. Release your fears. Okay. Release your fears. That's what this is about. I might grab another one because I'm curious. Ah, look, I'm so glad I did. Look at that. Release fear because you're about to achieve what your heart has been longing for. Okay? You're about to achieve your heart's desire in some way. Release fears surrounding it. You are safe, protected, fully supported. Rest easy over here with the Four of Swords. The universe, I also feel with the rabbit energy, is helping you to pivot as you need to, when you need to, because that's what rabbits do. They pivot. Okay? So yeah, you're about to achieve something over here. Get ready for it is kind of what this is saying. That's what your higher self knows that maybe you don't in your earthly everyday matrix life, right? You're here for a purpose. You're about to be kind of pivoted and moved in the direction to achieve that purpose. Okay, and you might have some fears maybe around your current circumstance, but this is saying don't worry about it. It's all in good hands. It's all safely kept for you, protected for you. Rest easy. Continue with the Four of Swords to hold the vision in that safe space in your mind and your heart, because you are moving forward with that Chariot in such a beautiful, successful way. And it's all in good hands, okay? So let's see what the angel number is for you. Remember, I already gave you the angel number 744. Look it up, see what it brings. Let's see what angel number comes up using the dice. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice for angel numbers. These angel numbers can confirm a lot of what is said in the reading and or provide you with additional messages maybe you need in the moment. I don't recommend a source to look up because it could be one you don't like, and I never want to imply also that one source is better over another because there's many on the internet. I say go ahead and trust your intuition when choosing a source. If it speaks to your heart, go with that one. Let that be your guide. Also take the journey to research numbers because you never know what other nuggets you might find, right? Other confirmation, synchronicity, serendipity. I say take the journey and find the magic for yourself. Likewise, allow everybody the chance to find magic for themselves. Also, by refraining to put the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason, we want to give everybody a chance to find the magic for themselves. So let's see what the angel number is for you, pile number 1. Look at that, pile number 1 with number 1. All right, let's see. I'm not done yet. I have 2 more. 7. So 1, 7. Let's see, 1 more. All right, 171 is your angel number. I'm going to put that on the screen for you. Go ahead and look it up, see what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Also to support this channel. If you want to support this channel further, consider joining my channel membership for exclusive content and readings I put out for members only. You could also support what I do here by visiting my Etsy store. I have Starseed t-shirts I design myself, as well as crystal jewelry I make by hand. And on the occasion when I have availability and time, I will post personal readings for purchase if any of you are interested. So much love to you wherever you are. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your support here. Take care and always keep shining. Pile number 2, you chose the strawberry quartz for your crystal. This is your deck. And just to be honest with you, off the top of my head, I do not know the name of this deck. However, I will do the research and find out what that name is and put it in the screen for you. We are looking at a pick a card reading today to find out what it is that your higher self knows that maybe you don't. All right, because here in our earthly experience, while we live in this matrix, we can't always discern, right, what's happening around us. But our higher self and our oversoul does have the bigger picture. So let's see, what is it that, oh, okay. What is it that your higher self knows that you don't? Let's see, 2 more cards. All right. And if I need more cards, I will always grab off to the side. All right, so we have the 2 swords. We have, wow, we have the Magician and the Hangman. That's interesting. Okay, I think I might grab another one because the Hangman's kind of leaving me hanging, isn't he? All right, so we have the 2 of Swords, and this is telling me that you're kind of at an impasse at this time. And the Magician is, okay, interestingly enough, right? Because these 2 cards are cards of inaction. And this energy talks about being at an impasse, but the Magician is manifesting something. So the energy that this is giving me is that your higher self is in manifestation mode. Okay? Your super conscious mind right now is technically in manifestation mode. And you're kind of in between realms is the feeling here, because the Hangman is kind of in between space as well. He's in midair, right? He's hanging in midair above the ground. So this is giving me the vibe that your higher self is up here in the ether, in the realms of spirit, manifesting something with this magician. And you're kind of in between, in betwixt, right? The earthly and the spiritual. You're the one who's kind of navigating constantly in between worlds, walking that fine line. It's very interesting how this is coming out, this reading, because this is energy of in between, but the hangman also is hanging right in the air. And maybe that's very literal. Things are kind of up in the air right now as you're manifesting something, but your higher self is already working out all the kinks, is what I'm hearing. It's just you in your earthly space as of this time maybe haven't been able to see it, because the hangman is energy of needing to see things from a different perspective. You and your higher self are kind of like navigating the earthly and the spiritual with that Two of Swords. You're kind of like in between a timeline as well, is what I'm getting. Your higher self is very aware of this. Your higher self is also very heavily in manifestation mode right now, trying to help you on this earthly plane, as above so below, right? Walk the earthly realm. At the same time, you're manifesting something through the spiritual to have it made tangible here on earth. So that which you create up in the spiritual realm through manifestation, through your mind's eye, through your intention, right? It has to eventually get reflected to you back down here on an earthly level. The spirit realm will eventually mirror what you created in the spirit realm. It'll mirror it back to you here in the earthly. That's why the Magician card is always pointing one finger to the heaven, another one to the earth. Because he's saying what I create up in the realm of spirit must reveal itself here on earth to me. Because it's one and the same. There's no separation in that, okay? And then you have the Two of Swords. So that's telling me that, you know, that energy is usually sitting with a blindfold, right? And it's blocking out the distractions of the world around it to go inward. So this is telling me your higher self is saying, look, I am manifesting something huge right now. Right now, you're kind of in a weird in-between space where you can't quite see how this manifestation is going to come about. But I have it all under control. Your higher self knows that this manifestation is in the throes of creation. And there's magic taking place to assist it in coming about so it can be delivered to you in an earthly space. So while you feel in your earthly realm or your earthly matrix experience that so much is up in the air right now, and maybe you don't even know how to move forward or approach, you know, or what to do to maybe bring it about sooner, your higher self is like, I got it. It's all under control. You've already put out the intention into the universe. Now it's about the universe working its magic to then align you with it. Right now, your higher self understands that you are in between realms or in between timelines over here with the Two of Swords. You are kind of up in the air over here as you have one foot in the past, one foot in the future where your manifestation resides. In the midst of arriving at your manifestation, though, your higher self is trying to get across to you that this is a period of shifting, learning, shifting your perspective with that hangman energy, being still and allowing, flowing, not forcing. The hangman is saying, you know, this period of being in between, right, feels very uncomfortable, that energy with the hangman. And I was getting vibes of like, you know, quantumly entangled, because he is wrapped up, right, with the And I guess the vines or whatever in the tree with the hangman. You're also coming into a period of enlightenment as well. And there's a healing process that also takes place with the hangman energy in the midst of maybe aligning you with your manifestation. But your higher self is saying, this magic is at work right now as we speak. You're just in a weird, uncomfortable, in-between position where you can't fully see it yet. But it's coming about. And soon the blinders will come off, because the Two of Swords always has the blindfold on. You're in the throes right now of creating your heaven on earth. That's what your higher self knows, that maybe you aren't fully aware of, because you're just in a weird, maybe uncomfortable space in your earthly situation or circumstance, and you can't quite discern that yet for yourself. But just know the discomfort and that weird feeling of being up in the air about life right now, it's because on the other side, right, in the realm of spirit, everything's shifting and changing, and it feels like you're feeling the residual effects of your timeline shifting, or maybe you taking a quantum leap of sorts. I think the Two of Swords energy is saying sit still and know that this is manifesting for you, that the universe is working its magic. You are co-creating right now at the same time. Use this period of the in-between, right, to shift your perspective, to heal, to just be still and know, is what it's saying. And also, I mean, you do have two major arcanas here, so there's a lot of big energy at play right now. And you're kind of like in the middle, in between, right? Because she's sitting in between the two swords. And it does feel like you're in between this energy shifting and working its way, right? You're kind of in the middle of old and new, of you're also walking a fine line between earth and spirit at this time. It's a very sensitive place to be. But it's because your manifestation is coming about. There's something about, there's magic at work. And you're in between. Actually, all three cards on the table talk about being in between. Because the magician himself is the connection between spirit and matter. Right? The magician in the card is the thing in between spirit and the physical world. He's the vehicle by which things that are created in spirit can come to earth, can be manifested. And then you have the girl sitting in between the two swords. And then you have the hangman, which is in the middle of the air. He's not quite in the heavenly spirit realm. He's not quite on the earthy ground, but he's somewhere in between. He's hanging. You see what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get one of these cards as well. That's what your higher self is saying. You're in between worlds right now. You're in between, you're in that weird space in between timelines. Everything's quantumly entangling and whatnot to help align you with your heaven on earth, to help you manifest something. And even though it's very uncomfortable, right, in that weird space until you arrive at it, it does feel like it's all under control. All right. Well, look at that. Balance. You see what I'm saying? Balance. Yeah. That does, for me, align with the number 2 of the Two of Swords. Because you're in the center. Right? As well. Like I said, you're in the middle. You're in the middle between these two things. That is balance. That is alignment. So you are in alignment to manifest something right now. That's crazy. End of a learning cycle. Again, closing something out. I said you're in between old and new. You're in the midst right now of closing out a cycle. You're in the middle of that weird space of old and new. And I think once you fully kind of like cross that threshold, that's where the manifestation resides. That's where the magic reveals itself. You have energy of commitment and marriage. For some of you, I mean, that could be whatever you're devoted to, a marriage of mind and heart even. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. But when we're in alignment, when we are in balance, we are marrying the mind and heart in order to create, co-create, or manifest with spirit. It's a marriage of mind and heart, because you have to see it in your mind's eye and you have to feel it in your heart. And with those two things is basically, that's the recipe to create or manifest. And it's also the recipe to bring yourself into alignment with that which you desire. For some of you, it could definitely be relationships. Maybe you're in between relationships, or you're about to move from one relationship to another. That's possible. Maybe you've learned all you've needed to learn in that scenario, or in that cycle with that person, or with that situation. You see, I also feel like with the Hangman, I was getting the vibes of like, you know, while you're in between, that's a period to just be still, heal, learn, shift your perspective, you see. And that's part of the learning over here with the Hangman, because he gains enlightenment through his experience, through that discomfort, right? So I don't necessarily feel this so much as romantic, right? I feel, if anything, this is saying there's a marriage of mind and heart, and that is putting you in alignment. You've done that. And you've become the magician successfully. So let's see. Whoa, why do I feel like this toxic card is aligning with the end of a cycle? You're closing this out. So there could have been a very tumultuous cycle, right, that you have been undergoing, or that you're closing out. But in the midst of closing out that cycle, I feel that you've also gained enlightenment. You've learned in that cycle of difficulty, challenge, and whatnot, you've learned how to create magic. You've learned how to be the magician. You've learned how to be still and surrender. You've managed the discomforts, right, that you've been put under. The Luna card is obviously the moon. It's about intuition. It's also about not being able to see things clearly. And we have to trust our inner world, like the Two of Swords does, because she has a blindfold on. She's not looking outside of herself for answers. We have to trust our intuition, right, over what the outside world would show us or demonstrate to us. The answers are always within. Likewise with the Hangman, the moon teaches you to look within when you can't see clearly outside of yourself, because the moon, you're walking in the dark. You don't have a clear picture of where you're headed or where you're going. And a lot of us in the earthly realm, we feel like we don't have a clue, right? But the thing is, our inner world, our higher self, does have the answers. I think you're closing out a very difficult, challenging cycle. You're in between old and new. And as you make that transition, it is a little bit confusing here. But you've also gained so much enlightenment. I think you've been taught to look inward. You're releasing any toxic energy, anything that will hold you back from manifesting the life that you want, or the things that you have envisioned for yourself. You have married your mind and heart successfully. You found balance. You found enlightenment. You found alignment. You've learned to go inward. Trust your intuition. And you've been manifesting magic the whole time. The whole time. Your higher self is saying, it's all under control. You've been manifesting magic in that period of stillness, in that period of surrender, as you've been releasing the old toxic patterns or paradigms or limitations. As you've been releasing that, healing, mending, you've been manifesting. Maybe you're not even aware you've been manifesting successfully, but you're closing out a cycle. You're crossing a threshold from old to new. You're switching a timeline here. You're leaping one. And you're making that transition right now as we speak. because you're closing something out so you can shift into a new timeline. I feel like where the timeline, this new timeline that you're moving into, is where the manifestation is, because that's the card in the middle. And you have like old old timeline, new timeline, and you in the middle. And that's why it does feel like everything's in between or up in the air for you here in your earthly experience. But your higher self knows what's happening on the spirit realm. All right, let's see. Wow, okay, feel and release. Release all you've accumulated on this journey. End of the past, or end of the learning cycle. Releasing the past. Releasing all this stuff here. So you can move into the timeline where things are in alignment, balanced, healed. You're releasing all this. Your higher self is saying, well, you're in this weird in-between circumstance or space because you're healing in order to align with a manifestation. And from your perspective, you might not be able to see that because things are kind of up in the air and you feel like, you know, what's going on? You maybe can't make sense of it. But that's where we go inward, trust our intuition. We remove ourselves from distraction with that Two of Swords. We block out what doesn't work or what's not serving us in order to gain enlightenment, in order to marry our mind and our heart to create the life that we want and co-create with spirit. So yeah, I agree with this card here. Let's see if we can get an angel number. All right, so if you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice for angel numbers. These angel numbers, when they show up, can confirm a lot of what is already said in the reading, and likewise provide you with a message maybe you need personally in the moment. I don't recommend a source because it could be one you don't like. I never want to imply also that one source is better over another because there's a lot on the internet. I say find one that you trust that speaks to your heart. Go with that one. Allow that to be your guide. Also take the journey, because sometimes when you do, you can come across other signs, synchronicity, and serendipity Spirit needs you to find. And I never want to kind of like distract you from that experience or take that journey away from you. So I say do your research, find the magic for yourself. You never know what you might find. Likewise, give everybody a chance to find the number interpretation for themselves, because again, we want to give everybody a chance to find their own magic. So I say refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comment section for this reason. So let's see what angel number comes up for you, pile number 2. 8, 5, 5. So 855 is your angel number. Pile number 2, your manifestation is underway, okay? It is underway. Please go ahead and look up that number and see what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped you in some magical way, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Also, consider joining my channel membership for exclusive content and readings I put out for members only. You could also support me further by visiting my Etsy store. Link is down below in the description box. I have handmade crystal jewelry there that I make by hand on my free time. I also have Starseed t-shirts I designed myself. And I also have personal readings upon when, I guess my time permits, right? When I have the time, I will post them. So check that out. Much love to you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care and always keep shining. Pile number 3, you chose Malachite for your crystal. This is your tarot deck. This is the Line Strider Tarot. For this pick a card, we are looking at a message to find out what is it that your higher self knows that maybe you don't. And the reason why I say that is because here in our earthly realm and experience, you know, we don't always have the bigger picture. Our oversoul and our higher self does, though. So let's see, what is that your higher self knows that maybe you right now in your circumstance do not? Let's see. See if we can get 3 cards to help us today with this message. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. And if I need more cards, I will grab off to the side. So what do we have? Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. Wow, the Empress and the 5 of Swords. That's wild. The reason why I say that is because these are 2 challenging cards, but then you have this beauty right here, right? The Empress. She's about to birth something into her experience, into her reality. I always call her the birth of a dream, okay? And I'm getting the vibe over here with the 5 of Swords that you may have to walk away from something or cut your losses in a situation because it's kind of impeding your growth in some way. Maybe it's too much of a burden, okay? And maybe your higher self is dropping hints that there's something over here that's not really helping the journey at this time. Because it kind of feels like a no-win situation with the Five of Swords, but in order to progress, you have to cut something out. That way you can move forward with the Six of Swords after the fact, right? Peace of mind, and no desire to look back on what you left behind, because it's not worth looking back on. Because the Empress is here trying to birth a dream, trying to birth something beautiful into your world, but there's something that needs to be released. So your higher self is aware of this, but maybe right now in your earthly experience or situation, you're not quite seeing that for yourself. I do want to grab another card because I am curious. Oh, for some of you, it may have to do with love. It may have to do with connections, maybe something that you have an affinity for, maybe your hometown, right? It could be some childhood woundings as well that need to be purged or released so you can step into your divine higher self or align with your divine or your divinity. I will look underneath the deck to see what else. Yeah, you're closing out a major cycle here. But the reason why these things are coming to a close, you're cutting yourself free with the Five of Swords. You're laying down burdens, or you're about to. And you're healing from childhood wounds and traumas is because the Empress needs to bring something forth. And the Ten of Swords is definitely energy of closing out a cycle, despite how painful, tumultuous, and difficult it has been. Because you're stepping up, you're glowing up, you're about to glow up over here with the Empress. By the way, I look at the underlying energy as a hidden influence, okay? So that Ten of Swords is definitely saying you're closing something out. You could have had betrayals and difficulties and maybe a rough relationship with a specific somebody that is very close to your heart. You could have had difficulties also when it comes to your childhood or where you grew up or those closest to you. Maybe there's been toxic energy and situations with those people with the Five of Swords, and it's been weighing on your shoulders. The thing is that your higher self is sitting like the Empress. Your higher self is sitting in her divinity, or you're coming into that. You're stepping into your divine self. And your divine self does not have time for anything that would make you feel small or that would limit your experience. You are definitely closing out a chapter. You have two number 10s, which are symbolic of completion. You are releasing yourself, freeing yourself, cutting yourself away from people, places, and things, woundings and traumas and patterns and paradigms and mindsets. You're cutting yourself free from all of that, and you're laying down that yoke. Your higher self is like, I don't want to carry that around because I'm about to step up. I'm about to glow up. I'm about to birth something into my world, and I don't have time for it, right? Ain't nobody got time for that, basically. You don't. So there's something about you coming into full bloom with the Empress, stepping into your beauty, your inner beauty now, like kind of reflecting itself outwardly to you also. And it's like, okay, your higher self is saying, in order for you to fully step in to your highest self, your most divine self, and flourish like the Empress does, and thrive and become this beauty, right? These things need to be removed out of the picture, cut away. You need to be fully cut away from them. They need to be released. And it does feel like right now, as you watch this video, you're in the process of closing out a major cycle, major chapter, or part of your journey that no longer serves the divine self that you're stepping into. And your higher self wants to help you to walk away from these things. Despite how close you might have held them to your heart at one time, no matter how much love there may have been there, because the Empress represents love. Venus, right? She's Venus energy. Likewise, the Six of Cups talks about those that you have a close affinity or connection with, things that you have a history to, people that you have a history with, right? So it's like releasing things from the past with that Six of Cups so you can fully step into your divine self. And maybe the past with the Ten of Swords has been very challenging, with the Ten of Wands as well. It's been a burden that you've been, you know, carrying, or weight on your shoulders that you've been carrying for some time. But I do feel that this is you're being relieved of it. Because the feeling is with the Five of Swords, you can't live there if you're going to step up and glow up and come into your fullest self. You can't stay in that space, not in your mind, not in your heart. You also don't want to carry that within your body, right? Because we do carry wounds and traumas within our body, and that can demonstrate itself with dis-ease, right? And ailments, you know, that kind of thing. So in your past, you might have suffered betrayals, heartbreak, you know, you name it, you've probably been through it. And you've also been made strong and resilient, but you're about to glow up. Your higher self is saying you're about to glow up so bad, so good. Right? It's so bad, it's good. In such a badass way is kind of what this is coming off as. You're about to glow up with the Empress in such a badass way, and you don't have time to be dealing with things, people, places, or scenarios, or to be lingering in that energy field anymore of those things of the past, because it's not part of who you're about to become. So this is about releasing the past so you can step into your fullness. Your higher self is very much aware about this era that you're stepping into. Your higher self is aware of this newfound era of fullness that you're about to step into. Because the Empress she is full. Okay? She is full. She has her belly. Her belly is full with new life. So you're about to step into new life. You're about to birth new life into your world. Empress is also number 3, so that's energy of creation, expansion, manifestation. Do you see? You're about to birth a dream into the world. One of your dreams maybe into the world. And you're birthing new life into your experience, away from the past. You're shedding. It kind of does feel like, with these cards, like these things of the past, with the Six of Cups, Five of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, these are all things that are being chipped away and off of you. You ever took the scales off of a fish? You know what I mean? It kind of feels like that, right? Little by little. That's what's happening. So that way you can bloom. She's an energy of abundance, prosperity, fertility, right? And this is who you are. This is who you are. But we have all this stuff that needs to be, right? It needs to come off. And it is. Because we have the numbers 10 here twice. And we know that it is. We know it's ending. We know that that is falling off of you. It's all falling off of you. It's all breaking down around you, but in a good way. In a way that you can glow up with new life. With a new sense of vitality and beauty. You're about to have a glow up. Despite what's happening around you, despite how you might feel. Okay, we have energy of intellectual matters. I want to at least get 2 more cards. I do feel that talks about a shift in mindset. Okay. Let's see if we can get 2 cards. So what do we have? Yes, look at that. Patience and progress. You are making progress. You're about to have a major glow up. And a dominating relationship. So for some of you, okay, that's what you're letting go. Those things that dominated your vibration, right? Whether they be people, places, things, your own mindsets, your own previous patterns or paradigms, you're breaking free out of that. It's like, it's giving me the vibe of an egg, right? Breaking forth from an egg. Yeah, it's like breaking out of an eggshell. Interesting, because, you know, Empress is all about fertility and eggs also represent that, but it's breaking out of the previous shell of limitation so you can come into full bloom. Your higher self is very much aware of your Empress, your divine status. Your higher self is already vibrating at that I'm hearing speed, okay? Vibrating at that frequency, at that speed. It's already there. But there's aspects of your earthly experience that right now are being shed to give you a shift in mindset, perspective, way of thinking, maybe thinking about yourself. It's been progress, right? It's been maybe slow progress for some of you, feeling like that. Coming into this fullness has been a process. But the Empress is patient. Why? Because she carries that seed, that new life in her womb for 9 months, right? So she has to be patient as she births the new and steps out of the old. So your higher self is like, you're releasing so much right now. Have patience with yourself. Have compassion for yourself as well, because you're releasing all this so you can step into your fullness. And your fullness, right, is bringing you beauty, new life, abundance, and releasing you from anything that would create limitation in your mind, in your body, your heart, or your spirit. Okay? Let's see if we can get a card or two. All right. So we have air energy, interestingly enough, right? Because we have air again. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for some of you. The Empress is also Taurus. But when I think of air, it's minds. It's mind, mental energy, right? I was getting the vibe of a shift in perspective. It's something about communication as well coming through. All right, let's see what this says. I have more to say about this card, but I'm curious. Oh, that's fascinating. So we have the energy of another card of endings, right? With the Death card. Change, transformation, endings, conclusions, ends of a cycle here. The funny thing is, this Empress energy to me is what's waiting to emerge after you release all this here. There is major change up ahead. And in order to step into this divine, beautiful, fully enlightened version of yourself, something has to end. The old, right? It's like it's a shifting of the guard. It feels like the old has to come to a conclusion. It has to be released. So you can change and metamorphosize, right? And shift into this fullness that you already are on a spirit level, right? But it's like being able to then, it feels like you're going to be able to embody this fullness once this cycle is out of the way. Because it could be over here that your mindset is already there. Your mindset is already there, it feels like. Your mindset is already embodying that Empress divine energy. And it's been a process to heal and release and let go. Because it could have been some really big wounds, right? But you changed, you transformed, you released, you purged, you let go. And you shifted your mindset from all those things that were weighing you down. And if you haven't done it, you're in the midst of it right now, but you've been making progress. And it has been a situation where it's like, it's taken time to birth or rebirth this new version of you. The thing is, your higher self is already wearing the crown. You're about to birth something new into your world. We have 1, 2, 3 cards of endings and conclusions. And where there's an ending, there's a brand new beginning. The Empress is giving us that new life. Your higher self is very much aware of this. And that air energy, again, is about your mental clarity also. Air energy can sometimes talk about breakthroughs and also communication. We do have the feather in the card. So I would say your higher self, your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, your angels could be trying to communicate to you about these things as well. You might have already received confirmation that you're approaching the end of a major cycle in your journey in order to birth new life with the Empress, the life that you have envisioned or that you're truly worthy of living. So let's see, I have the starry beginnings. As a final message, let's see. The thing is that as you're closing things out, as things are coming to an end, as things are shifting and changing over here around you, right? You might not see how you have changed as well. Or you may not be fully aware of how beautiful your soul is and has become and how you are coming into your fullness. You might not be fully aware of it right now in your situation. But the Empress card is reflecting you right now. It does feel like. That's a reflection of you and everything that you're embodying and stepping into and everything that your spirit is vibrating with. You're about to birth new life, new energy, a new way of living, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And as you let go and cut yourself free from all these things and walk away from those people, places, and things that would, drag you down with that 10 of swords or 10 of wands, right? You walk away from all that shit and you let it go. No matter, you know what I mean? Because you can send people off in love. You can love them from far, 6 of Cups, right? Yeah, you can love them from far. As soon as you let that stuff go, no matter what it is, you're free. And it does feel like there's a freedom that's up ahead. And as you're transitioning out of the old stuff, you can't quite see that yet. But your higher self knows what's coming. And I feel what's coming is new life, expansion. Again, like I said, number 3, right? Creation. That's manifestation number 2. That's a manifestation number as well, the number 3. So it's like manifestation, creation, expansion with the number 3. You've been co-creating something maybe in your mind over here with spirit, and you're about to manifest it or birth it into your world after you've held that vision in your mind with the air and intellectual matters cards. You're about to birth that into your world, but in order to birth it into your world, something has to end first. Okay? But your higher self is fully aware of the divinity that you have fully stepped into because you're wearing your crown, whether you're aware of it or not. Well, look at that. Everything is as you've created. Look, all you create offers you lessons in life. So you're closing out a chapter, yes, and that chapter did provide you with lessons that you've learned from, that you've grown from, that you've evolved from, right? Transformation, transmutation. Here with the Death card, we also evolve with that energy. It's very scorpionic. It's all about evolving. So yeah, you've learned from the previous cycle, and that's what's coming to a close. But you're creating so much more from everything that you've learned or through your experiences. You're creating something else. It's kind of the feeling of transmuting pain into beauty. That's what that card is giving me. And I think with the Empress, yeah, you technically, right? Because when you give birth to a child, that's painful, but you also bring something beautiful you bring something beautiful into the world as a result of that pain. And I see pain here with the Ten of Swords. I see it also with the Ten of Wands. I also see pain that maybe is inflicted upon you from other people with the Five of Swords. Maybe childhood wounds with the Six of Cups. You see what I'm saying? It's like being able to take that pain and make yourself something beautiful from it and through it. That's where your power is. In the ability to transmute and transform that into something beautiful. Okay, so pile number 3, I'm so proud of you for doing that for yourself, right? Revel in it. Revel in the beauty that you are stepping into at this time. You're about to have a major freaking glow up. But it's as a result of your resilience and everything you've been through. And it's this feeling of empowerment that comes from it, right? Fucking badass. Okay, I said it. I cussed. So what? Whatever, YouTube. So let's see. Let's see what angel numbers come up for you. Pile number 3. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice for angel numbers. These angel numbers can confirm a lot of what is already said in the reading and or provide you with additional messages that you need personally in the moment. You can also look up the numbers to take a journey, right? Because sometimes when you do that, you find other signs, synchronicity, and serendipity spirit needs you to find. It's very magical when it happens. So take the journey, explore, and see what you get along the way. Likewise, you know, find a source that you trust, because there's a lot on the internet. I never want to suggest that one is better over another. So again, find one that resonates with your heart space and go with that one. And I also remind everybody to refrain, please, from putting the number interpretation in the comment section, because we want to give everybody a chance to find some magic for themselves, and we don't want to kind of distract them from that, right? So again, let everybody find their own magic. So if you can, don't put the number interpretation in the comments for others. All right, so let's see what the number is for you for this reading. Pile number 3 is pretty powerful. I think you're powerful with the Empress sitting in your divine space. Okay, so let's see. 5. Isn't 5 energy of change, right? 7. Ooh, spiritual growth, personal growth with a 7. 577. Yo, that does make sense. It does make a lot of sense. You've changed, you've evolved, and you've grown. You've learned a lot of spiritual lessons, right? It says all you create offers you lessons in life. Yeah, so you've learned and have evolved through the lessons that life has tossed at you. Yes, you've evolved and you've grown and you've leveled up with the Empress energy through all the lessons that life has tossed at you, and it has changed you big time. We see lots of cards of change here on the table, right? Endings, changes, the 2 number 10s, the death card. So if anything, you've become something beautiful as a result of all you've been through. And your higher self is very much aware of this. But I think on an earthly level, you're about to find out. You're about to find out how beautiful your journey has made you. It's kind of like when you think about being tumbled, right? The ocean tumbling a rock. You ever think about or see sea glass, right? It's been tumbled in the ocean. But when you find the sea glass, it's so pretty, right? At one time, it was a broken shard of glass, but it's been tumbled and it looks almost like a jewel now. It's literally that. You're the diamond being fortified and faceted from the rough. You're about to shine and glow up in ways you probably have not expected for yourself, but it's happening. Okay, this is your era. That's what's happening right now. And that's what your higher self knows that maybe you don't on an earthly level in the midst of all of this change. All right, so pile number 3, this is your reading. If you feel it helps and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Maybe consider joining my channel membership for exclusive content and readings I put out for members only. You can also visit me on Etsy to support me further. I have handmade crystal jewelry there I make by hand on my free time. STARSEED t-shirts I design myself, as well as personal readings that I provide when I have the time. So much love to you wherever you are. I wish you the very best. Take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me today, and always keep shining.